to invite you to listen to our very last and final comedian of the night. And there is a dance party after the comedy is over. We'll move the chairs. We have an amazing disco 80s playlist, so don't go anywhere after this last comic. But our last comic, he has been doing stand-up comedy all over California, up and down the West Coast. He's a regular at Punchline and the Purple Onion in San Francisco. California. And he is the creator of an online series called Animal Trash. Everybody make a whole bunch of fucking noise for Adam McLaughlin.
Good Lord. How many people here were at the show like 2 or 3 months ago? I'll try not to do the same jokes. Alright, so. It is a good idea. Do you like my shirt, sir? I wear this shirt for the bitches. I wear it for the bitches. Here's the thing. If you don't know the shirt, it's Voltron. Alright? Now, here's the thing. If you don't know who Voltron is, alright, Voltron is 5 outer space robots that all join together to form one chubby man's t-shirt. Alright, so I'm a nerd, if you can tell. I'm a big fucking nerd. It's sad, alright? Like, here's the thing. All my friends are fucking programmers, alright? I'm not a programmer. I'm a fanboy. Alright, and there's a difference, alright? Like, we're distantly related. It's kind of like the way that chickens and velociraptors are related. Like, they're the raptors. They have all the tools they need to get ahead, right? Whereas I'm just hoping no one's noticed how plump and juicy my breasts have gotten. That was clever. Here, I keep getting fucking hooked up with programming interviews. Like, I went to one interview, they're just like, so, sir, are you familiar with Linux? I'm like, I believe a Linux is a mythical cat that can only be damaged by +2 weaponry. Technically, I was right. I just want to point that out, I was right. So I'm a huge fucking nerd. I watch TV. Recently I've been watching reruns of old TV shows on the internet because there's this thing about paying your bills and they'll just stop giving you TV. I didn't know either. And so, I've been watching The Cosby Show. Anybody fans of the old Cosby Show? I hate that show. I know, and I'm going to tell you why. I used to love it, and then I watched it again. What's Bill Cosby's job? Who knows? Who remembers? He's not a doctor, he's an OBGYN. What? Yes way. What kind of woman would go to Bill Cosby for gynecological? Just get down and put your feet in the stirrups. I'm just gonna pull out a pudding pop from your skittle box. That destroyed the entire fourth wall. I'm like, nah, this is unbelievable. I was with you, the fact that half your kids are white, fine. But nah. And then, so then I started watching How I Met Your Mother. You guys like that show, How I Met Your Mother? I hate that one too. Here's the thing. How I Met Your Mother has been on TV for 9 years. Did you know? 9 years. Still hasn't met the mother. And it's all a show based on him telling his kids about the story about how they met their... I would be so pissed off if I was one of those kids like, kids, sit down. I'm going to tell you the story about How I Met Your Mother. It happened 9 years before I met your mother. And I'm going to tell you about every woman I banged up until then in high definition! No. I also watch, I love Bizarre Foods. Do you like Bizarre Foods? Do you know this show with Andrew Zimmern? If you don't know, it's the fat man who pretends to be heterosexual, who travels around the world eating penises from all the different countries. It's the truth. And here's the thing. I say pretends to be heterosexual because he always mentions his wife. He's always just like, my wife loved that. Right? I'm like, oh, that's a little weird. And the thing, if you hear him describe any foods, it's always the same way. He'll be sitting there eating a penis in Zimbabwe or something. And the great thing is all the locals looking at him like, it was supposed to be a joke. Shh, don't tell me he's enjoying it, you know? And so he's sitting there eating a penis, a barbecued penis. This is a real quote from this fucking show. This is a real quote. It's like, oh, this penis, the explosion of flavor. Okay, first off. You should never say penises explode with flavor in your mouth and then try to convince people that you're into pussy. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I went to college and I know. Alright, so we experimented. So it's like, it's just an explosion of flavor. It's this musky, earthy taste. I mean, here's the thing, I've never eaten anything and been like, that's musky and earthy. Like this is and then he says this, quote unquote, the only way I could describe this flavor is it's the taste of a men's locker room after a 10-hour volleyball game. No. Volleyball game. Seriously? Like friggin' softball was taken. Like volleyball. Nothing's more manly, anyway. I love TV so much. I love the commercials. Like, I love do you know the Ford Trucks commercials? Those are my favorite commercials, Ford Truck. Like, they've ruined commercials for me. I can't say Ford Trucks without doing a voice, you know about the Ford Trucks. You know, like the other day, everybody's like that with Ford Trucks. So I was at, well, I live in San Francisco now, and I was at an antique store the other day in the Castro. And you can go ahead and judge me all you want. I don't give a shit. I was in an antique store in the Castro. Deal with it. And I'm there. Why not? Why not? Well, you might notice I don't have a woman on stage with me. Clearly, that's why not. Here's the thing. I'm sitting there, well, standing there, and I hear these two guys talking. They're like, oh my God, we can get anything that we want. We can get the ottoman, the chest of drawers. Oh, Jesus Christ, flip these tables and chairs. What, room? Oh, honey, don't worry about room. I brought my Ford truck. It'll fit great. I'm like, what the fuck? How many? The quick change. I was watching TV the other night, and a Captain Crunch commercial came on. And I was fucking crazy excited. I'm just like, yeah, motherfuckers, Captain Crunch is in the house, and then Captain Crunch, and then Captain another. Whatever, I was high and hungry. The point is, I was excited, all right? And then halfway through the commercial, they ruined it for me, because Captain Crunch starts rapping. Yeah, I'm sorry, but when would an elderly 18th century naval captain say things like, pimp smack your breakfast with 11 essential vitamins, because waffles is for bitches, yo. It's like, no. That's fucking out of character, alright? And it sets a bad precedent. This means, in 10 years, I'm gonna see the Trix Rabbit on TV, dressed all in emo gear with eyeliner, being like, I cut myself because the Trix are for kids. It's like, no. No. Did that one pass? Is that alright? No? Alright, keep telling me. So, I live in San Francisco now, but I'm from a small town. I'm from a tiny, tiny shithole in New York State. I pronounce state that way because a lot of times when I say New York, everyone's like, oh, it's just like Seinfeld. It's not like Seinfeld. It's not like Seinfeld at all. I'm from a place called Cuba, New York. Alright? We got 2,000 cows. Or sorry, we got 2,000 people. 7,000 cows. Alright? It's a shithole. Alright? And I'll tell you the day that I knew I had to leave. It was during Dairy Week. Which right there should have been a bad sign. We have a week for dairy? It's during Dairy Week and we were playing Cow Patty Bingo. So who here knows what Cow Patty Bingo is? Like one hillbilly way in the back. Like, yeah, get her done! Alright, here's the thing. Cow Patty Bingo, if you don't know, this is when you section off the football field into 1 foot by 1 foot squares. And everybody pays $5 to buy a square. And you bring out a cow. And wherever, yes, I know, but they can't hear you. I have the microphone, but good job. Keep drinking. And you buy a square, they bring a cow out, and whatever square it shits on, you win if it shits on your square. And that's when you get to see your principal and the doctor and the mayor screaming to a cow, shit on my square! Shit on! And that's when you know you have to leave Cuba, New York. Or else you're going to be like, that's going to be the highlight of your year. Did you see the turd come out? Like, so I'm left. And I moved to San Francisco. And here's the problem with this, alright? Ever since I moved to San Francisco, it has been proof of my father's lifelong assumption that I am actually gay. Alright? I'll tell you this right now. I should have known better at 5. I knew asking him for that strawberry shortcake East Baked Oven was going to come back and bite me in the ass. Alright, I knew it. but it was a toy that made cupcakes, and I was a fat kid. I needed it. Not my fault. And I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who thinks I'm gay. If you think this is gay, whoa, you're gonna be so surprised when you meet a gay guy. Alright? Because here's the thing, I don't care. But my father thinking I'm gay causes me just the worst problems whenever I go back home to visit. Like, okay, alright. Like, I went home for Christmas, like 2 years ago. And then everybody's there, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, everybody. And all eyes are on Adam. As I'm opening the gift from my father, I'm so, oh, Dad, you're so awesome, man. You just did that. I can't believe it. What the fuck is this, Devin? Oh, what you got right there? Well, it's a home manicure set. You know, I just thought that maybe if you took better care of your hands, you wouldn't have such a hard time finding a decent maid. Yes. And I don't, like, everybody's watching, alright? And I don't give a shit, even though my cousins are back there like, like, the only one I cared about was my grandmother, because she's very old and she's very Catholic. And I figured that my dad finally said something so awful that it gave her a stroke. Because she just said, for like 2 minutes until I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? Oh, what, like I'm supposed to be surprised? Oh, Adam, we knew you were gay when you were a baby. Nobody stares at their own wiener that much. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. It's worse. I went home last summer. That was great. That was another mistake. We go home, and we go to the one bar that is in this shithole town. And I know every single person at this bar, alright? And my dad begins to introduce me to the other men that he also secretly suspects might be gay. Yes, he's just like, Adam, you remember Corey Lindemann, Edmund's boy, right, Corey? Yeah, he's a gay queer too, so why don't you two get together? I'm gonna go take a crack. Alright. That's fucking awkward because I grew up with Corey Lindemann. I've known Corey Lindemann for years. And now I have to say something to this guy. I don't know what to do, so I'm just like, Corey, I have to be honest. You seem like a great guy, but I'm not gay. You know, my dad just thinks I am. He looks at me, that's what he does. Like, oh my God. My mother is the same way. I keep trying to tell her, I'm like, Mom, I'm all about the pussy. But she won't listen. It was like looking at myself through my father's eyes. Here I thought. Boo, hell no. Wrong, madam. It's Easter time. I don't know why anybody would cheer for Easter, but apparently I got some fans. Yay! Okay. You like chocolate eggs. Here's the thing. One of my hobbies is writing to companies. I love writing to companies and just seeing how crazy I can get, alright? While getting a response. So I thought, in the spirit of the season, I would read a letter that I wrote to Cadbury, the Cadbury Egg Company. And the first thing I want to read you, if you see right here, this is an official letter from the Cadbury Company. So this is what they wrote back to me. Dear Miss McLaughlin, thank you for contacting us regarding the availability of our Cadbury chocolates in the United States. Unfortunately, Cadbury Canada is only authorized to distribute and sell to registered wholesalers and other customers in Canada. In the United States, Hershey's manufactures Cadbury chocolate products. We are unable to say whether they manufacture similar products to the ones that you were offered, but you can contact them at 1-800-464-1010 or at www.hershey's.com. Wow, that must have been a really important letter for them to respond with such a wonderful information. So let's see what that letter was that I wrote to these assholes. Dear Cadbury Chocolates, why are Cadbury eggs only sold once a year? Yeah, they're great on Easter, but what about other religious holidays like Christmas, Lent, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Sundays, or the 4th of July? I personally know that Cadbury eggs are wonderful on all these days, along with all others, because every year when Easter rolls around, I buy box after box of your Cadbury chocolates from all the supermarkets, convenience stores, and druggists within a 10-mile radius of my house. I freeze them and then defrost them throughout the year for daily use. Now, you might be wondering, how can one man go through over 1,000 Cadbury eggs in the course of a single year? It's simple. I've created a Cadbury egg cookbook. It includes Cadbury egg omelets, deviled Cadbury eggs, Cadbury egg salad sandwiches, and so on. Basically, I use Cadbury eggs as a substitute for real chicken eggs in all of my cooking. If you're interested in publishing my cookbook entitled Cadbury Tales, Recipes for Excellence, please get in touch with me. I'm very eager to share my culinary innovations with the rest of the world, especially since my neighbor refuses to try even one of my recipes. By the way, are you looking for a new corporate mascot? As you're reading this letter, I am most likely constructing a pink rabbit suit out of discarded insulation I found in my neighbor's lawn. If a mascot position is available, please send me a list of audition times along with any Cadbury promotional materials available. Here's to an excellent product, Adam McLaughlin. It was awesome, I know. That was good. Alright. So I had a birthday recently because I'm not dead. And here's the thing. This was the worst year I ever had for birthday presents, bar none. It was the worst. Like, the first gift somebody gave me, they gave me a book on how to pick up women. Which is just insulting. It's really mean. It's just like, good luck, you need help. Go, fuck you, buddy. But you have to read the book, right? You have to show that you appreciate the gift. So I read the book and I told him, I'm like, the first thing that they tell me to do, I'm going to go out and do it. Yay! And the first thing said, the best place to meet women? What do you think? The best place to meet women? On the street. On the street. So I went up to the first woman I saw in San Francisco and I said, yo, baby, how you doing, girl? You looking pretty good today. I like the way you're working that paper cup and shit. You know what I'm saying? And she's just like, the doctor tried to give me it back out, man, and now my brain's going through my teeth. And I'm like, yeah. We dated for a while. We had to break up from different worlds. Alright, different worlds. I like going to action movies and eating popcorn. She likes going into movie theaters and pooping in the back row. I'm an indoors guy, she's outdoorsy. It's different worlds, alright? The next gift I got was another horrible gift. Somebody gave me a porno DVD. Yes, a porno DVD. Which, number one, that's insulting because it assumes that I don't own a computer. Alright? Like I can't get my own fucking porn. Alright? But it was worse because it was clearly a used porno DVD. It wasn't even new. It wasn't even new. The sticker was ripped and everything. It's just, that's all. That's like, happy birthday, I'm finished. Like, yay! That was the porno DVD that ruined porno for me. It ruined it. It ruined it for two reasons. Number one, I watched it with my girlfriend. Which is just, it sounds hot, doesn't it? It sounds hot, it's not. Because watching porn with your girlfriend is kind of like contract negotiation. It's just like, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that. Nobody does that. Oh, I'd do that to you. No, I don't want you to do that to me. It's the worst. It's horrible. The other reason it ruined it for me is because it had behind the scenes in the porn. Behind it, yes, some people have watched it. You shouldn't show that. The magic's gone, alright? Because if you haven't watched it, here's what behind the scenes porn looks like. There's a woman sitting like this with a guy about halfway in her, and she's doing this. Alright, no. That ruins it. Because for me, I need something between absolute faking and like really way too excited. You know, like, you know what's hot for me in porns? When they say shit like, I just do this for crack. I'm like, yeah! That is hot.